Hey guys, what's up? For the longest time, I've been meaning to talk about forgiveness. I don't know what, but it always gets delayed, it always gets pushed back. So I want to share with you guys an entry into my journal of some notes that I took about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about accepting the pain that the other person inflicted upon you. It doesn't mean an automatic second chance. It's for you. What I mean by that is that it allows you to move forward and not fixate on what happened. It prevents you from being stuck in this loop of bitterness and hate. It's freeing. You try to forgive the situation and the role you played. And then after that, because the other person honestly has to focus on forgiving themselves for their actions, that's not really for you to do. The more you resist forgiveness, the more you deepen your wound. You'll find yourself going over the details over and over in your mind. You'll put it to the side for a bit, but it'll always show back up. So why put yourself through that torture? It may take some time, but try not to refuse to forgive. Imagine you're cheated on by your spouse. After 7 years of marriage, do you still expect to have that bitterness about what happened after 20 years have passed? It's like at some point you want to be in a space to say, okay, this happened, it sucked. This person messed up. I can either forgive the situation and stay, or I can forgive the situation and leave. You learn to accept it for what it is. But you recognize that this incident of betrayal or this pain does not define who you are. It doesn't define you. And that's what forgiveness is. It's allowing yourself to move forward and realize that it didn't have anything to do with you. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is it allows you to move on and heal so that you can be open to receive love again without the fear of the same thing happening. As my example of being cheated on, it has nothing to do with you and more to do with them. So why confine yourself? Why not free yourself from that space? Not forgiving is like saying that you are at fault. It's like you're saying that you deserve this punishment of constantly reliving the pain. It says that you feel responsible. It's going against the reality that anyone is capable of doing anything wrong. No one is above mistakes. And we know this as human beings, so why are we so hesitant to give ourselves that reality check that, hey, this is life. People mess up, and it's up to us to decide if we're going to put up with it or not. So maybe you've grown reliant on the incident because you're inadvertently holding on to it without even noticing. And that's what happens when you refuse to forgive. And it's almost like you're clinging on to it because you refuse to let it go. And you're attaching yourself to that incident. So if you refuse to forgive, it's like you're saying, okay, I want to be attached to this forever. I'm never going to let it go. I'm never going to get over it. I'm never going to move forward. And you're allowing yourself to stay stuck. You refuse to detach. No, detach for your health, for your sanity. Don't be a prisoner of the past. That's what forgiveness is about. That's what I mean by it's for you. And this is not saying that you have to forget what happened. It's different. You may never forget. And honestly, I would never advocate for you to pretend like nothing happened. That's not what forgiveness is. But it's understanding that it happened. You can't change it. And you weren't at fault. Can you change that they did something to you in the past? No. It is what it is. It happened. So when are you going to move forward from that? You can't go back and change it. So what's the point of sitting there harboring over it? That is not healthy. And also realize that it can happen to anyone, and it doesn't mean that because it happened to you, it doesn't mean that you're defective or something's wrong with you or you're incapable. Their mistake, and it's their guilt to bear, and you are choosing to release that hate in your heart to avoid inflicting and infecting your soul with toxic negativity, because that negativity is only going to poison you, not them. So you're literally, again, punishing yourself by not forgiving that the incident happened. So you're not forgiving what they did as much as you're just forgiving the fact that, okay, this happened and I forgive my part I played in it. Whether my part is allowing myself to be blinded, you have to make peace with that part. It's nothing to do with them. Why punish yourself again? You already had to deal with that. The heartbreak, the disrespect was enough. So have your time to grieve and process the hurt. Curse, be angry, but at some point return better and confident without the baggage of bitterness. And that's what forgiveness is about to me. So that's the entry that I wrote. I hope you take from it what you can. Leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm very excited and interested to hear what you have to say. Listen, I get it. We're not telling you to forget what happened or say that it didn't happen and play pretend and be fake. That's not what forgiveness is about. But should you stay there forever and ever and ever and ever? Should it paralyze you and cripple you forever and ever and ever? Why would you put yourself through that when you're not even the one who did wrong? How else are you going to move on through that? And how are you going to move on through that without projecting that onto someone else? So you have to heal and acknowledge what happened, the reality that it was possible anyways to begin with, because no one is above mistakes, no one is outside of life. And all you have to do is learn from it to know what you're not going to accept in the future. And you can't move forward until you forgive what happened to you. And again, forgiveness is just allowing yourself to say, I'm not going to let it bother me, disturb me, or ruin me. I'm not going to let it tarnish my spirit or allow me to stay stuck in anger and sadness. That's what it's about. So that's what we mean when we say it's for you and not the other person. All right, later.